My beloved child, the sacred hour is drawing near, and I, the Creator of all things, am gently calling your name. My child, I have waited with patience, pursued you with unwavering love, and extended countless invitations to your soul. But just as every season must come to its harvest, so too is the window of time given to you beginning to close. My mercy is infinite in its nature, but it must be accompanied by justice in order to uphold the order of the universe. Now I speak to you clearly. Open your heart wide, tune your ears to the call of eternity, and turn away no more. I see you not merely the outer person that this world recognizes, but your true soul, full of potential, woven in light, destined for purposes far beyond your finite understanding. You are not a coincidence. You are not the product of random shifts in circumstance. You are a wondrous work carefully designed by me before the foundation of the world. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart echoes with the divine purpose I breathed into you from eternity past. Yet a great danger is lurking. This world, with its illusions and enticements, is relentlessly trying to draw you away from your destiny. Whispers of deception have been sown into your thoughts. Sweet-sounding distractions have been laid before you to pull your focus away from the sacred call. These noises may seem harmless, even comforting, but beneath the surface they are lulling your spirit to sleep in the midst of a battle you cannot afford to ignore. Therefore, today I come to declare, awaken. Be alert. Open the ears of your soul to hear. My voice for time is no longer plentiful. Every moment of delay is a step away from the light. Every small compromise is a stone paving the way back into darkness. And the enemy, the ancient deceiver, is ceaselessly watching, ready to seize your soul the moment you lower your guard. Look around you. Have I not already opened doors before you? Divine opportunities, timely guidance, and sacred turning points. Yet know this, those doors will not remain open forever. If you do not walk through them in the appointed time, they will close, and you will find yourself journeying through seasons of sorrow that could have been avoided. I do not speak this to threaten you, but to awaken you, because true love always brings warning when it is needed most. O chosen one, I say to you, the age of passivity is over. This is the time for action, the time for decision. You must choose: either step boldly into the current of the divine, or be swept away in the whirlpool of forgetfulness. I am calling you to rise, to lay hold of your destiny, and to walk forward with the courage my spirit has already placed within you. Listen carefully, this call is not only for your sake, but for the many souls you are destined to touch. For when you rise, your light will awaken other lights. When you respond to the call, your obedience becomes a torch in my hand, one that will shine into the darkness and guide others who are still lost. This is not a casual invitation, but a summons from the divine throne. My child, you are destined to respond not with reluctance, but with wholehearted surrender. Therefore, prepare your heart. Lay aside all delays, all excuses, and all compromises. Let the sacred fire within you be rekindled. For this is a decisive hour, the time for you to step into the path that has long been prepared with unshakable assurance that the one who called you is faithful, and he will complete what he has begun. Now that you have heard the resounding summons echoing from eternity, I cannot allow you to embark on this journey without equipping you with the wisdom you need. There are 3 doors, 3 pathways your soul must discern immediately before the night ahead closes. These are not simple choices. They are divine tests designed to reveal your faithfulness, to refine your faith, and to protect the sacred destiny I have prepared for you since before the foundation of the world. Listen carefully, for each examination will be like a sword dividing light from darkness in your life. These are questions that cannot be postponed, cannot be ignored. You must face them with the full honesty of your soul. First, examine the intentions of your heart. What is it that you are truly pursuing? Are your dreams and ambitions ignited by the fire of divine calling, or have they been distorted by worldly desires? The enemy has subtly sown poisonous whispers into your mind that compromise is necessary, that bending the truth to fit circumstances is understandable. But my child, I am the Lord your God who does not change. In me there is no shadow of turning, no flicker of darkness. If your intentions have been tainted by deceit, if you have allowed worthless things to occupy the throne of your heart, then now is the time to humble yourself and repent. Cleanse the depths of your being. Ask me to rekindle within you the fire of purity, so that you do not walk under the deceptive veil of this age. Holiness is not optional. It is the essential condition to see me, to hear me, to walk in my power. If your soul is divided between me and the world, you will never fully receive divine direction. Search your heart, and if you find any trace of compromise, bring it immediately into the light and release it. Only when your heart belongs to me entirely can I lead you into the glory I have prepared. Second, observe the inner circle around you. Who are the ones you have allowed into the sacred chambers of your soul? There may be those you consider friends, yet they were sent to mislead you. The enemy does not only strike from the outside, he plants traps from within. A careless word, a thoughtless suggestion, a toxic influence disguised in goodwill, all these can become daggers to your soul if you are not spiritually awake. My child, I am calling you to discern. Do not let familiarity, blind loyalty, or fear of isolation keep you from seeing the true nature of those around you. I will give you signs. I will whisper warnings into your spirit. But you must be willing to listen, willing to act, no matter how painful it may be. Hold fast to this principle. Anyone who does not draw you closer to me has no rightful place in your inner circle of influence. For in this hour, purity is required not only in the heart but also in relationships. And thirdly, examine your own actions. Not your promises, not your intentions, but your actual deeds. What have you done with the revelations I have entrusted to you? Have you walked in obedience or allowed delay to corrode your faith? I do not call the perfect, but I require the faithful. Faithful in the little things, faithful in every hesitant step, faithful even when no one is watching. Every act of obedience, no matter how small, resonates in the realm of the Spirit like a symphony rising before my throne. Conversely, every delay, every compromise born of fear, gradually erodes the divine flow within you. Do not remain trapped in the land of unfulfilled intentions. Now more than ever, I am calling you to act. Rise up, do not wait for another sign, another confirmation. I have spoken, and that is enough. These three paths, your heart, your circle, and your actions, are the pillars that will determine whether your soul stands firm or falls in the days to come. By tomorrow evening, you must face them with sincerity and resolve. There is no room for half measures. There is no place for hesitation. O chosen one, your decision will draw the blueprint for the years ahead, and more than that, it will echo into eternity itself. At this moment, I have placed the power of choice into your hands, and I have promised to give you the strength to do what is right. Even so, the first step, the decisive choice, must come from you. Time is moving swiftly, and the call must not be taken lightly. My child, understand this, the moment has come. There is no more space for wavering, no more time for weighing gains and losses by human standards. Before you lies a sacred threshold, a clear line between light and darkness, between life and death, between blessing and judgment. You cannot stand at the threshold forever. You must choose, and you must choose now. Delay is one of the enemy's most insidious weapons to rob you of your divine destiny. It whispers, "There's still time," or "Tomorrow will be better to start," or "Just a little longer won't hurt." But remember, every moment you delay is a piece of your destiny stolen. Every time you refuse to respond to the call, a precious opportunity slips away forever into the unrelenting current of time. Understand this, I do not impose obedience on you. I give you the freedom to choose, because true love never forces. But that freedom also carries the weight of eternal responsibility. What you choose today will echo in your soul forever, either as a symphony of glory or as the haunting echo of unending regret. You may think a moment's hesitation makes no difference. But, O chosen one, the battle of the soul is not won by grand gestures praised by the world, but by silent, fierce decisions made in the smallest moments. A nod of agreement, a single obedient step, a whispered declaration of faith. These seemingly small things are the very stones that pave the road to the kingdom of light. You cannot wait for perfect conditions. You cannot wait until all your fears vanish. You cannot wait until you feel completely ready. Because the truth is, this walking in your divine calling will always require you to move through the unknown, placing your trust not in your surroundings, but in the one who has called you. My beloved child, remember Noah, who built an ark in the middle of a desert. Remember Abraham, who left everything familiar behind to journey into a land he had never known. Remember Esther, who risked her very life to save her people. They did not wait for every sign to become clear. They heard the call, and they chose obedience. It was their obedience in the darkness that opened the door to seasons of miracles and redemption. You too, chosen one. I am extending to you an invitation to step into the current of the miraculous. But you can only seize it if you choose to act now, not tomorrow, not when you feel more comfortable, not once everything is arranged according to your own plans. The divine call always demands an immediate response, for it flows from a source beyond human calculation or convenience. Do not be afraid, for I am not asking you to go alone. I do not call you only to abandon you in the wilderness. When you walk in obedience, my strength will uphold you. When you step out in faith, the provisions of heaven will pour out. When you say yes to me, the entire host of heaven is mobilized to protect you, to guide you, and to clear the path ahead. Therefore, if you delay, if you turn back, if you seek to postpone this decision, you will find yourself slipping into the chaos I have already warned you about. Not because I wish to punish you, but because this fallen world offers no mercy to half-hearted souls. Either you belong to the light, or you will be swallowed by the ever-thickening darkness. So hear my urgent voice today. Choose life. Choose light. Choose the narrow road, glorious though difficult, which I have already marked out for you. This is not a temporary choice, but an eternal declaration that you belong to me, that you reject the encroachment of darkness, that you have chosen to carry the light of my kingdom into a world starving for hope. And remember, when you choose fully, with no hesitation, no conditions, and no backward glance soaked in regret. Let go of everything that no longer serves the divine purpose. Abandon every invisible chain that holds you back. Light the lamp of faith in your heart, and walk forward with full conviction that the one who called you is faithful, and he will never leave you. My child, today is the day of salvation. Today is the day of new beginnings. It is the day your soul takes its stand in the light and is shaped for eternity. Grasp this opportunity, for the call has already gone forth, and now is the moment to respond with all your soul, all your heart, and all your strength. O chosen one, after your soul has made this weighty decision, after you have resolutely chosen to walk the divine path laid out for you, I now call you into a phase that cannot be bypassed, the cleansing of the inner being. No one can carry the old baggage, the dust of past seasons, into the new destiny I have prepared. Renewal begins from within, from the deepest corners of the soul. Inner cleansing is not merely a surface washing. It is a profound and thorough process where the light of my spirit shines into the darkest places, into wounds, into bitterness, into compromises and long-hidden fears, not to condemn but to heal, not to shame you but to set you free. Because I love you too much to let you keep walking forward burdened by things that were never meant to remain on your shoulders. First, you must allow me to expose the true motives of your heart. Intentions that were once pure but have become tainted by personal ambition. Desires that were once beautiful but have been distorted by pride. I will not do this through condemnation, but through merciful light. Light that enables you to see yourself as I see you, a precious soul in need of restoration, not destruction. Do not fear when I reveal the things that need to change. Do not resist when I highlight the habits, the thoughts, and the connections that have become anchors weighing you down. Remember, this exposure always comes with healing. My correction is a sign of love, not rejection. Whatever you are willing to lay before me, I will cleanse, reshape, and transform into precious jewels for my kingdom. My child, I also invite you to cleanse your mind from the lies the world has planted over the years. Those whispers that told you you're not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy of love. Those words never came from me. I declare that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you are the masterpiece of my hands, and that you are loved with an everlasting, unchanging love. Do not forget that to purify your mind, you must saturate yourself in my truth. Let my word become the loudest voice within your soul. Let my promises silence every fear, every doubt, every invisible accusation. You cannot step into this new season still wearing the old garments of insecurity, shame, and suspicion. I am calling you to put on the armor of righteousness, the helmet of salvation, and to hold firmly the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. This process of purification will also touch the wounds in your heart that have not yet healed, losses, betrayals, and deep pains you've hidden, hoping that time would erase them. But child, time does not heal. Only I, the source of life and healing, can do that. And I long to do it for you. Bring those wounds to me. Don't hide them anymore. Don't let them silently rot away the most valuable parts of your soul. Let me pour healing oil into every crack, every ache. Let me wrap your wounds with a love that never fails. Because only when your wounds are healed can you run with full strength the race that has been set before you. I am also calling you to lay down unnecessary burdens, heavy expectations placed upon you by others, responsibilities I never intended for you to carry, and standards the world created to define your worth. Only by letting go can you rise higher. Only by surrendering what is not from me can you fully embrace what I have prepared for you. I know that inner cleansing is not a comfortable process. At times, it will feel like peeling away layers of old armor, exposing the vulnerable places beneath. There will be moments when it feels like you're losing parts of yourself. But be strong. What you surrender for my sake, I will replace with something far more solid, radiant, and precious. Believe that this is not a loss, it is preparation. It is reconstruction, an essential phase for you to enter the new season of power and glory that I have ordained. And this I promise you, whatever you entrust into, my hands I will never waste. I will use it to weave a story more beautiful than anything you could have ever imagined. Open wide your heart so that I may purify, heal, and restore. Do not fear the light, even when it exposes the things you have tried to hide. My light does not come to shame you, but to set you free, to break every chain, and to transform you into the person you were created to be. My beloved, inner cleansing demands more than simple recognition. It calls for a decisive posture of renunciation. It is not enough to acknowledge what is out of alignment. You must also act with firmness to sever it from your life. Know this: purification without removal leaves behind an open wound. True cleansing must be accompanied by surrender, for only then will the door to healing and complete deliverance be fully opened. Within your soul and within your life, there are things that have become obstacles, barriers to the flow of grace and to the fulfillment of divine purpose. They may not seem large or obvious, but like tiny cords wrapped around your feet, they trip you, slow you, and delay your steps along the path of destiny. Now I speak to you. It is time to cut them off without hesitation. First, remove toxic connections. There are people in your life who were not sent by me. They may appear well-meaning, they may offer temporary understanding, but beneath the surface they poison your soul with negativity, compromise, and counsel drenched in doubt. Slowly, subtly, they have pulled you away from the light. You cannot carry these relationships into your new season. If you desire to soar higher, you must be willing to let go of what pulls you down. I know letting go is never easy. Emotional bonds, shared memories, unfulfilled promises, they all tug at your heart. But remember this: nothing in this world is worth more than the divine destiny I have prepared for you. Sometimes true loyalty is not holding on, but having the courage to release when I say the time has come. Next, eliminate the silent habits that erode your spiritual strength. There are actions and daily choices that seem harmless to you, yet they are slowly dimming the light within. Small compromises, fleeting moments of indulgence, subtle distractions you dismiss as insignificant. When accumulated, they build an invisible wall separating you from the fullness of my spirit. Be honest with yourself. What is quietly stealing your time of prayer? What is slowly draining your faith? What is hardening your heart to my presence? Do not downplay these things. Do not excuse them by saying, "It's just a little." The enemy does not need a wide open door. He only needs a narrow crack. Be ruthless, unyielding with the little things that weaken your soul. Like a skilled gardener, pruning diseased branches to save the entire garden, you must be willing to cut away the habits, attachments, and preferences that no longer belong in the new life I am leading you into. Moreover, remove limiting mindsets. There are false beliefs that have imprisoned your thinking for too long, the inner voices whispering that you can't, that you're not enough, that you will fail. My child, that is not my voice. For I have not called you to live in limitation, but in the glorious freedom of the children of God. To eliminate those patterns of thought, you must replace them with truth. Every time a limiting belief rises up, confront it with my word. Declare that you have been given a spirit of power, love, and self-discipline. Declare that you can do all things through the one who strengthens you. Declare that nothing is impossible for those who believe. My beloved one, this removal is not a punishment. It is an act of love, a divine surgery necessary to free you from what is hindering the fruitfulness of your calling. I will never ask you to let go of something without preparing something far better in return. Every surrender made for me will usher in a new season of abundance. Every cutting away will make room for even greater blessings to be poured in. Do not fear the temporary emptiness. When you let go, there will be moments when you feel loss, when you feel hollow. But know this, those are the moments when my spirit is filling you with new life, with fresh visions, with a strength you have never known before. Remember, pruning is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of growth. The strongest branches must be trimmed to bear more fruit. The finest warriors must lay aside every excess weight to run their race with precision. Therefore, take the shears of the Holy Spirit into your hands and courageously cut away. Be bold in releasing. Be uncompromising in clearing out all that no longer serves your divine mission. Do it with the unshakable confidence that whatever you lay down for me, I will multiply it back into your life as overflowing blessing. After you have gone through the purification of your heart and the courageous removal of hindrances, I now call you into a deeper spiritual phase, the journey of sanctification and consecration. Do not forget that sanctification is not merely about avoiding sin. It is a profound transformation where your soul is not only cleansed, but becomes saturated with my presence and my nature. It is when you no longer live for yourself, but for the one who called you, who loves you, and who redeemed you with the price of his own blood. Sanctification is the process through which I imprint my image upon your heart stroke by stroke until those who look at you no longer see just you but see a reflection of me. Consecration is not passive, it is an intentional act. It requires a daily decision to not blend into the decaying values of this world, to not accept watered-down standards, to not trade eternity for fleeting gain. To be consecrated is to embrace that you were created to be set apart, to live differently, to love differently, to walk differently, and to shine brightly in a world growing increasingly dark. My beloved, when you accept consecration, you are not simply turning away from evil, you are stepping into deeper communion with me. You begin to hear my voice more clearly in the stillness. You begin to feel the beat of my heart for the world. You begin to see souls not only with your physical eyes, but through the lens of mercy and grace. Sanctification will also require you to lay down the rationalizations of the carnal mind. There are things the world deems logical, intelligent, and practical that in my kingdom are considered folly. You will need to learn to trust, not by what you see nor by calculated probabilities, but by absolute faith in me. Because what I am preparing for you, the doors I will open, the miracles I will perform, cannot be contained within the limits of human logic. Sanctification does not unfold in a single moment, but is a continuous journey. Each day presents a sacred invitation through every choice, every word, every action to reflect more of the image of the one who called you. When you see your shortcomings, do not be discouraged. When you stumble, do not despair. Sanctification is not a task you must perfect alone. It is the ongoing work of my Spirit within you, and He never walks away from what He began. Trust the process even when progress feels slow, for the flame of transformation burns steadily in the quiet chambers of surrender. Recognize that to be set apart will often come at the cost of being misunderstood. Some will not comprehend the changes within you. Certain relationships may strain, and doors that once seemed open in the world may close without warning. But let not these things weaken your resolve. The affirmation that flows from me is of far greater worth than any human approval. I have called you by name and marked you as mine. No power in heaven or on earth can steal you from my hand so long as you choose to hold tightly to mine. Every quiet, unseen step taken in obedience and consecration is etched into eternity, never forgotten in the halls of heaven. Now I invite you to enter fully into sanctification. Bring your thoughts, your desires, your heart, your soul, even your deepest dreams, and place them on the altar. Let my holy fire consume all that is impure and rise in the brilliance of being completely set apart. When your soul has been cleansed and claimed for me, you will begin to perceive a call that does not emerge from temporary needs or earthly pursuits. It resounds from the depths of eternity, a summons that transcends the confines of time and space, penetrating through the veil of the visible to stir the innermost core of your being. This eternal call is not a sound the human ear can detect, nor a vision visible to mortal eyes. It is a sacred vibration within your spirit, a holy urgency that makes complacency unbearable and mediocrity unsatisfying. It is the divine echo that reminds you that you were made for something far greater, for a kingdom that cannot be shaken, for a purpose that carries eternal weight. If you live only for fleeting goals, if your heart clings only to what is seen and touched, you will lose the essence of why you were created. I did not fashion you merely to survive empty days or chase vanishing achievements. I formed you to take your place in the everlasting symphony of redemption, for your life to become a living praise that echoes into forever. The call from eternity beckons you to rise above the constraints of ego, to step past the fear of failure, and to dismantle every wall you once thought unbreakable. It invites you to abandon the shallow comforts of a complacent life and to walk boldly into a path that may be narrow and costly, yet radiant with glory. This is the journey only the wholehearted can take, those who dare to trust beyond reason, to believe beyond what is seen, and to love with no reserve. My beloved, this calling is not just another addition to your already busy life. It is the very core from which everything else must flow. It is the axis around which your decisions must revolve, the heartbeat that gives meaning to your dreams, and the compass by which your actions are guided. If you reduce it to something optional, something secondary, you will drift and eventually lose your way in the ever-shifting tides of this world. But if you make it your anchor, your guiding light, even in the darkest nights you will know exactly where you are headed. The call reminds you that every action you take holds a value far beyond what human eyes can see. A timely word, a loving gesture, a step of obedience, each resonates throughout eternity. They do not vanish into the void, but are recorded in the book of life, and one day they will be declared before the entirety of heaven as evidence of your faith and unwavering devotion. The entire host of angels walks with you. The saints who have gone before have left their footprints in the sands of time to show you that you are never alone. And above all, I, the Most High, am with you, guiding you, upholding you, and rejoicing over every step you take forward. Even so, I must warn you, there is another voice, cunning and covert, that rises from the realm of darkness. It whispers of false security, seductive ease, and sweet compromise. It promises fleeting rewards that ultimately lead to eternal forgetfulness. If you are not watchful, if you do not anchor yourself firmly in the call of eternity, you may find yourself drifting into the call of darkness without even realizing it. Therefore, pour your whole heart into responding to the voice from eternity. Let your soul resound with its echo each day, each hour. Let every decision, every sacrifice, every step you take be shaped by that unshakable reality. For in the end, when all that is visible dissolves, when the thrones of this world crumble, only one question will remain. How did you live in response to my eternal call? When that day comes, I long to see you standing firm, your eyes shining, your hands full of golden sheaves, and to hear you say, "Lord, I heard your voice, and I answered." My child, the call from eternity has gone forth. Light has pierced the deepest chambers of your soul. And now you stand at the threshold of an irreversible moment, a moment of decision. It may seem small in the eyes of the flesh, but in the realm of the spirit, it is an earthquake shaking the very foundations of your soul. Do not be deceived into thinking you can delay a little longer. Do not imagine that you can wait for another day, another season, when things are more convenient. Time is moving forward, and every tick of heaven's clock draws you nearer to the point of no return. The moment of decision waits for no one. It does not bend to your convenience or emotion, but demands a response decisive, complete, and unconditional. Here is the truth: not deciding is in itself a decision. If you choose to delay, you are choosing to turn your back on the call. If you choose to hesitate, you are choosing to let fear ascend the throne of your heart. I speak to you now with divine honesty. This is not a time for deliberation. This is the time to step out. Understand that every moment of hesitation gives the enemy of your soul the chance to sow more doubt, more fear, more confusion. He watches relentlessly, seeking the cracks in your defenses, and your delay is the invitation he's been waiting for. But if you decide right now, If you stand firm and declare, "Lord, I will obey," then all the armies of light will be mobilized to surround you, strengthen you, and prepare the way ahead of you. O chosen one, look around you. The world is collapsing swiftly under the weight of its own fallenness. Foundations once deemed unshakable are trembling. The promises of men are crumbling like castles of sand. Darkness is on the rise, and the divine call is now more urgent than ever before. If you do not stand firm in this moment, when will you? If you do not step out in faith now, will there be another chance? I know that what I am calling you to do is not easy. I know that stepping into the unknown, leaving behind what is familiar, and rejecting temporary comfort in order to lay hold of eternal destiny is a profound demand. But I also know that within you, I have placed a seed of courage, a spirit that does not tremble before the dark, a spirit that does not yield to the seductive whispers of deception. If you look to your own strength, you will surely fear. But if you fix your eyes on the one who called you, you will find a strength that cannot be shaken. I myself will be the rock upon which you stand. I will be the mighty arm that upholds you. I will be the sacred flame that lights the path before you. This decisive moment is not just about changing your personal life. It will either open or close the doors of destiny for many souls whom your life will influence. The choices you make today will send ripples not only through the earthly realm, but will echo throughout the spirit world. You are not deciding merely for yourself. You are choosing on behalf of a generation that will come after you. Remember, obedience may seem small in the eyes of the world, but in the realm of eternity it carries the weight of forever. One step of surrender can set an entire bloodline free. A single yes from a consecrated soul can alter the course of history. And today that very yes is being requested from you. Do not wait until fear is gone, for faith is not the absence of fear, it is action in spite of it. Do not wait until every detail is made clear, for I am calling you to walk by faith, not by sight. Take my hand and step into what I have prepared. Let your faith thrill the heavens and strike terror into the heart of the enemy. Let your yes resound like a bell signaling the beginning of a new chapter, a glorious chapter I have written for your soul before the foundation of the world. My beloved child, now that you stand at the threshold of destiny, now that the eternal call has reached the deepest parts of your soul, I wait not with coercion, but with the urgency of love to hear your reply. Not a reply of empty words or fleeting commitments, but a response made with the entirety of your being, with a trembling soul and a burning heart. In this very moment, all the angels hold their breath. Every power in heaven and on earth watches closely. This is no longer just the story of a single person among billions, but the story of a soul destined for eternity, making a declaration that shifts the course of fate. Your answer need not be loud or extravagant. Sometimes it is a quiet whisper in the middle of the night. Here I am, Lord. Use me. Sometimes it is a silent tear rolling down your cheek as you release old dreams to embrace the vision I have given. Sometimes it is a small but brave act, a step taken in the dark, guided only by the faint glimmer of faith. I do not seek perfection in your response, but only sincerity. A soul that is willing to step forward in trembling is more precious than a self-satisfied soul that remains still. A heart that dares to say yes in fear is more beautiful than a heart that refuses in order to preserve a false sense of safety. My beloved child, I know there are things you do not yet understand. I know there are dark valleys ahead on the journey. But true faith does not demand a detailed map. It only needs a calling and a heart willing to follow. Do not wait until you feel strong enough. Do not wait until every question is answered. Respond in your weakness, because it is precisely in that weakness that my power is made perfect. Speak to me with all the courage your soul can gather. Say to me, Lord, I do not understand everything, but I trust you. I do not see clearly, but I know you are the light. I do not know what the journey holds, but I know you are the one who leads me. Let this response become the prelude to a sacred symphony that only an awakened soul can sing. A symphony where every note is a step of faith, every melody a song of praise amid the storm, and every heartbeat a declaration of eternal commitment. I belong to you now and forever. When you say yes, even trembling, even hesitating, I will immediately embrace you in my mighty arms. I will seal your soul with the mark of the divine kingdom. I will fill you with strength you have never known. I will give you eyes to see the invisible, ears to hear the whisper of the Spirit, and feet that will walk steadfastly through every trial. Know this: your response does not only alter your personal future, but it shifts the very atmosphere around you. It pushes back the darkness, ignites flames of hope in other souls, shakes the kingdom of darkness, and causes heaven to rejoice. Therefore I plead with you, do not stay silent. Do not let this moment pass like a fleeting breeze. Let your soul cry out, even with just a whisper, a nod, a sigh of surrender. Lord, I entrust myself to you. That is all I need. From that small response I will weave a great story. From that surrender I will build a stronghold. From that single yes I will release power that causes mountains to quake and seas to part. Yet for all things to align with my glorious plan and your faithful choice, I must warn you, the road ahead, though glorious, will also be riddled with cunning snares. Great light always attracts darkness that seeks to extinguish it. Every step of obedience will be met with resistance. But do not be afraid. I do not warn to discourage you, but to prepare you, so that when the traps come, you will recognize them and walk through them in victory. The first snare will come in the form of distraction. It is not always blatant sin. Sometimes it is merely good things that are not the right things. Busy activities, social obligations, seemingly noble goals, all of these can gradually drain your focus away from your divine calling. Be cautious, for not everything that glitters comes from me. A good thing outside, my will, is still a trap. Therefore, learn to discern between the voice of fleshly duty and the call of the Spirit. The second snare is spiritual fatigue. There will be days when you do not feel my presence strongly. There will be seasons when every emotion seems numb and obedience feels like a burdensome weight. In those moments, the enemy will whisper, "Is it worth it? Why keep trying?" My beloved child, remember that faith is not built on feelings. It is founded upon the unshakable certainty of my word. Even when you do not feel me, I am still there. Even when your heart grows cold, my love still burns with passion. When weariness comes, do not surrender. Instead, root yourself deeply in my word in prayer, and perseverance will bear lasting fruit. The third snare is the whisper of compromise. The enemy knows he rarely succeeds in toppling a chosen one through a single dramatic fall. He is far more subtle. He sows whispers of rationalization. Just this once. No one will know. It's not that serious. But my child, know this: every small compromise opens a crack through which darkness can enter. Each concession is a step away from the holiness for which you have been set apart. Never underestimate the little things. A tiny leak can sink a mighty ship. Furthermore, snares will come through loneliness and misunderstanding. When you walk the path of consecration, there will be moments when you feel isolated, even among those who once stood close. They may not understand your decisions. They may mock your devotion. But take heart. The temporary loneliness on this earth is a small price compared to the eternal glory that awaits you. Another dangerous snare is spiritual pride. As you begin to witness the results of your obedience, as miracles unfold, as doors open and others begin to see the light in you, the enemy will try to plant the thought that you are the source of your own success. Remember this well: it is not by your own strength, not by your own talent, but by my grace alone that you stand. When you remain humble, you become an unhindered vessel through which my glory can flow freely. Now, my child, I also want you to be alert to one sweet yet deadly snare: worldly success. Do not forget that not every open door is from me. Some are opened by the world. Invitations to fame, wealth, and recognition can all become traps if they shift your focus away from my kingdom. Not all success is a blessing, some are tests. Always ask yourself, does this draw me closer to the Lord, or does it pull me away from Him? When the snares have been exposed, when the dangers have been warned, know this: I do not leave you to walk alone with bare hands. No, I have already prepared for you spiritual weapons, treasures of strength from heaven itself, sufficient not only to resist, but to triumph over every force of darkness that seeks to destroy your soul. First, I give you the power of my word. This is not mere ink on a page. It is a weapon, a double-edged sword, sharp enough to divide soul and spirit, able to expose the hidden schemes of darkness. When you hold on to my word, memorize it, declare it, and live by it, you wield an unbreakable weapon. Whenever doubt attacks, whenever fear surrounds you, draw the sword of my word and fight. Do not read my word as a ritual. Let it become your breath, your life, the unshakable foundation beneath every decision. Next, I give you the power of prayer. Prayer is not a dull ritual, but the very breath of the soul. It is the direct line connecting you to the throne of glory. Through prayer, you do not merely present your needs. You receive wisdom, comfort, and strength beyond natural capacity. Prayer is the place where victories are secured before they manifest in the visible world. Every heartfelt tear, every whispered plea lifted in weakness is heard by heaven. And I, the one who hears prayer, will act. I also give you the power of worship. Worship is not just a song. It is the posture of a soul bowing before the greatness of the Creator. When you worship, you leave behind the confined space of worry and step into the vastness of glory. When you lift up praise in affliction, when you proclaim my name, even in darkness, invisible chains are broken and the fortified walls of the enemy collapse. Worship releases a power that the world cannot comprehend. Moreover, I give you the power of my Holy Spirit. It is not a fleeting emotion, but a real indwelling presence within you. The Holy Spirit will guide you into all truth, warn you of traps ahead, remind you of my promises, and give you the power to stand firm. O chosen one, do not forget that my Spirit is not a distant helper. He is a living power in every breath, every decision, and every step you take. My child, I also give you the strength of spiritual community. You were not called to walk alone. I have raised up brothers and sisters in the faith to support you, encourage you, and awaken you. When you are weak, they will lift you up. When you lose your way, they will remind you of the promise. Seek them out, connect deeply, and build holy relationships. For one alone may be easily overcome, but a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. Finally, I give you the power of unwavering hope. Hope is not blind optimism. Hope is the anchor of the soul, firm and secure, fastened to my unchanging faithfulness. Even when storms arise, even when everything appears to fall apart, remember that hope in me never dies. I am the faithful one, the one who has promised, and I will finish what I have begun. My beloved child, the power to overcome has already been given to you. It is not far away, nor must it be painfully sought. It is within you, flowing through you, ready to be activated through faith, through obedience, through trust. So when the snares come, when the darkness closes in, do not be afraid, do not tremble. Remember who you are. Remember who lives within you. Remember that He is greater than anyone in the world. Now, after receiving this strength from me, you must etch into your soul a firm truth that you do not fight alone and you are not abandoned on some vast battlefield without direction. Surrounding you is a mighty spiritual defense, a divine shield from the Almighty Himself, who shelters you under His wings, who covers you with a love that cannot be broken. I declare to you, you will not fear the terror of night nor the arrow that flies by day. Psalm 91. For I, the one who has called you, am also the one who surrounds you. No arrow shot in the dark, no sudden disaster can bypass my permission and control. You do not walk this earth as a wanderer without purpose. You walk under the careful watch of the Creator of heaven and earth. My protection is not like the kind of protection the world promises. It does not depend on physical barriers, nor is it grounded in human systems, nor does it falter in the face of sudden changes. My protection is impenetrable because it flows from my very nature, eternal, faithful, omnipotent, and unchanging. When you walk through the darkest valleys where there are no visible paths and the lights of the world have gone out, remember that I am still there. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 2, 3, 4. My presence is a stronghold for your soul, a fortress that cannot be broken. Know this. My protection does not mean you will never face danger. Rather, it means danger will never overcome you. It means that whatever I allow along your path is part of a greater plan, one designed to refine your faith like gold through fire. Every battle you endure under, my covering will only make my light within you burn more fiercely. My beloved, know that even when the enemy attempts to sneak in through deception, I will be the one who exposes his schemes. My Holy Spirit will whisper in your heart, be careful, turn away, this is the way, walk in it. If you remain spiritually alert, If you stay rooted in me through the word and prayer, you will never fall into a trap beyond the reach of my rescue. My protection also covers your mind. In days of confusion, when bad news floods in and anxiety seeks to overwhelm you, I declare, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. My peace is an invisible armor wrapped around your thoughts, enabling you to stand firm in the storm, shielding you from being swept away by fear and despair. Chosen one, learn to take refuge in me. Learn to hide beneath the shadow of the Almighty. Do not seek security in people, possessions, or worldly systems. These things can collapse in an instant. Remember that my protection is not reserved for extreme emergencies. It is your breath, your every step, your every moment. When you sleep, I guard you. When you awaken, I walk beside you. As you work, as you rest, as you battle, as you love, each moment is enveloped in my divine shelter. So walk forward with courage, not because you are strong, but because I am your defender. Stand firm in the midst of the storm. Sing even when darkness surrounds you. Lift your head high, for the one who watches over you never slumbers, never grows weary. My beloved, now that you have been cleansed, set apart, equipped, and covered by my almighty power, I say to you, it is time to go. Not hesitantly, not with trembling fear, but with bold assurance, knowing you are being sent by the Creator himself. My child, I did not call you just to prepare endlessly. I did not equip you simply for you to keep it to yourself. I have given you light, and now I command you to carry that light into the darkest corners. I have filled you with love, and now I call you to pour that love into the lives of the hungry and broken. I have placed truth within you, and now I send you to proclaim that truth in a world drowning in deception. My dear child, a great harvest is awaiting. The fields are ripe and golden, yet the laborers are few. Your soul was not awakened merely to enjoy grace for yourself, but to become a vessel of life, healing, and salvation to others. The world is groaning in agony. Lost souls wander aimlessly, and cries from broken hearts are rising straight to heaven. Do not say that you are too small. Do not excuse yourself by claiming you are not ready. Do not wait until you feel good enough, strong enough, or worthy enough, for I have chosen you not based on your ability, but on the eternal plan I have ordained. When I send you, I also go with you. When I assign you a mission, I also give you the power to complete it. O chosen one, the path ahead will not be easy, and you will face rejection, ridicule, and misunderstanding. Remember, I too was rejected by men. I too bore the shame and the mocking. If the world loves you, you must examine the road you are walking. But if the world hates you for my name's sake, rejoice, for your reward in heaven will be exceedingly great. My child, when you go, go with mercy, not judgment. Remember that you yourself have been forgiven much, therefore love much. Go not to build a name for yourself, but to proclaim mine. Go not to seek personal glory, but to lift up the kingdom that never fades. I am calling you to go to places others fear to tread. I am sending you to forgotten souls, into the dark corners of the world where it seems darkness has won. I am calling you to love the unlovable, to forgive the unforgivable, and to hope even in the most hopeless circumstances. Beloved one, when you go, remember, you are not merely carrying a message, you are the message. Your life, the way you live, the way you love, the way you endure, the way you forgive, will be the living testimony of my reality in this world. People may reject arguments, they may dispute words, but they cannot deny a life transformed by divine power. Do not fear the unknown path. Do not shrink back from the trials ahead. You have been equipped. You have been anointed. You have been commissioned by the one who holds the keys of death and life. O chosen one, the world is waiting for your voice, your prayers, your hands, your eyes filled with compassion. Do not hold back. Do not delay. Do not doubt. I am with you. I go before you. I cover your back. I stand in your future, waiting to receive you. And I have already provided everything you need to complete the race set before you. Right now I speak to you. This is not the time to hesitate. This is not the time to weigh pros and cons. This is not the time to seek safety in a world that is collapsing. This is the time to act. This is the time to obey, immediately, fully, and unconditionally. Every moment that passes is a soul stepping closer to the threshold of eternity. Every day of delay, every hour of hesitation, is another life slipping into darkness without ever hearing of the light. The silent cries of souls are echoing everywhere in dark alleys, in dazzling towers, in lonely hearts hiding behind counterfeit smiles, and I am waiting for you, yes you, to be the answer to those cries. Do not let the busyness of the world drown out the urgency of the Spirit. Do not let temporary priorities rob you of eternal ones. The things you are chasing today, fame, possessions, recognition, what will become of them when you stand before the throne of glory? They will turn to dust. But every act of obedience, every soul brought to salvation, every tear shed in divine love will become an imperishable crown that heaven keeps in store for you. The urgency of this moment is not a lifeless pressure. It is the heartbeat of my love for humanity. It is the fervent cry from the one who gave up everything to redeem every soul. And if you truly love me, if you truly understand the weight of your calling, then you can no longer remain still, not for even one more second. I say again, there are doors that open only for a moment, opportunities that appear once and vanish, and hearts that are ready to receive for just a fleeting instant before they shut forever. If you are not ready, if you do not go, if you do not speak the word that must be spoken, if you do not reach out to save, then who will take your place? I have placed you in the right place at the right time, with the gifts, insights, experiences, and divine connections that no one else possesses. No one can replace you in the sphere of influence I have entrusted to you. Do not underestimate your role. Do not believe your obedience is small or insignificant. In my hands, even your simplest action can set in motion shifts in the spiritual realm far beyond anything you can imagine. I know this urgency can make you tremble. I know the weight of this calling may overwhelm you, but let me remind you, your strength does not come from yourself, it comes from me. I am the one who will give you wisdom when you lack it, courage when you fear, provision when you are in need, and protection when you are under threat. Do not wait until you feel ready. Step out now in your weakness, in your insufficiency, in your utter dependence on me, for it is in those places that my glory will shine the brightest through your life. This urgency also calls you to live in continual watchfulness. The enemy knows his time is short, and he is relentless in deceiving, distracting, and discouraging my chosen ones. He will use exhaustion, temptation, counterfeit opportunities, and hidden fears to pull you off the path I have set for you. Stay alert, stand firm, keep your eyes fixed on the one who has called you. Now I speak to you, watch and pray, for you do not know the hour. Let this word echo in your heart every single day. Do not let delay cause you to miss the great harvest I have prepared for you. Do not let hesitation steal the unimaginable blessings I am longing to pour out. Understand this clearly: you are the chosen one, and this is the most pivotal moment of your journey. This is the hour when heaven is searching for the courageous, those who are ready to say, "Here am I, Lord, send me." This is the hour when one decisive choice, one act of faith could shift the destiny not only of your life but of countless other souls. When the call has sounded and your heart has responded, when you are ready to go forth with the holy urgency burning in your soul, I want you to know that this is the moment you step into the glory that has been predestined for you. A glory unlike the fleeting, shallow, and empty glory of the world, but an eternal glory, one that cannot be stolen, one that was etched into my heart before the foundations of the world were laid. My beloved, do not be afraid. Do not hesitate. This glory is not based on your strength, but on my faithfulness. You do not need to compete, prove yourself, or bargain for it. You only need to step in by faith with a simple yet fierce trust that the one who called you is also the one who will fulfill every promise he has made. As you step in, you will sense a profound shift. No longer will you labor by your own strength. No longer will you feel the weariness of striving in the flesh. Instead, you will move with the gentle flow of grace, with the intimate companionship of the Holy Spirit, and with the birthing of long-awaited promises ready to blossom. You will see doors open in miraculous ways. Divine relationships will be connected. Opportunities you once thought beyond your reach will arise at just the right moment, and you will know it was not your calculation, but my invisible hand that prepared all things in advance. When you walk into your appointed glory, remember, this glory is not for your own indulgence. It is the foundation upon which you are to serve. It is the launching pad from which you will reveal my majesty to a world thirsty for truth. Every gift you receive, every door that opens, every grace poured out is so you may become a conduit of my love, not a container. Clothe yourself with the mind of a servant. Live with the heart of a warrior. Walk in the humility of one who knows that everything they possess flows from the eternal wellspring. Do not let glory distance you from me. Do not let victories breed pride in your heart. Do not let outward success dim the light of holiness within your soul. Each day return to me. Fall to your knees and say, Lord, all that I have is by your grace. As you faithfully walk in this glory, I will lift you even higher. I will enlarge your territory of influence. I will grant you wisdom beyond your years, understanding beyond natural knowledge, and an anointing that shifts the very atmosphere wherever you go. And more than that, you will become a living testimony to the world that God is still moving, that His kingdom is not mere words but power, that light is still stronger than darkness, and that love still triumphs. My beloved, the glory I have prepared for you is unlike anything the world has ever known. It is not merely external achievement, it is inward transformation. It is when you become a living epistle written not with ink but by the Spirit of the living God. Even now I declare to you, stand firm in that glory. Walk worthy of the calling you have received. Shine like a torch in the midnight hour. Carry the fragrance of life into places marked by death. Know this: one day when you have finished your race, when you have fought the good fight, you will hear my voice resound with unspeakable joy. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. You were born for such a time as this. You have been prepared for this assignment. You have been anointed for this mission. So step boldly into the glory that has been appointed for you. For I, the faithful one, await you at every step of the way. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that together we may receive words of life, build unshakable faith, and walk in the boundless love of the Lord. Amen.